first half. We're likely to get a flurry of points in the second half. 16-14, the Salford City Reds lead at half-time. And Salford, as you can see, will be attacking from right to left in this second half as we watch. They're in the red shirts, of course, the Salford City Reds, and the Castleford Tigers tonight, basically in all black with a little touch here and there of bright yellow. And Rangi Chase underneath the kickoff eventually. Carney will run straight on the first tackle.
Well, plenty of mistakes in that first 40. Neither side really got to grips with a pretty controlled kicking game. No doubt both coaches, Brian Noble, Danny Orr, will be wanting to lift in this second stanza.
They've lost their last 3, the Salford City Reds, just 2 wins in the first 12 rounds. But Castleford dominant in Super League against Salford. They've won 20 of 26, including 10 of 13 away from home, either at the Willows or here at the new stadium. And they triumphed here in the snow, you may remember, on the opening night last year in February.
And again, another error by the Tigers. A very loose carry was whipped away. So important when you get into a good position that you can get the kicking game away. They failed to do that. They're under pressure.
Liam Foran, who celebrated his 25th birthday yesterday at dummy half. He gets it to Theo Fage. There is Ryan McGoldrick. Flat pass from him. And Stephen Wild is wrestled to the ground. It's Foran again at dummy half. Good ball. Great try. Great try. Opening try for Vic Morrow in this second half. Well, the Tigers, their defence just melted away. And as that try was going in, Brian Noble was making his way to the television gantry here. He walked just past us. I'm sure he was looking to the left-hand side. He saw that. And Vic Morrow, on his first Super League appearance since mid-March, that was against Warrington here, a 46-4 defeat. He's come up with the try.
It all came about by the loose carry. They can't afford to do that. And Danny Orr will be disappointed. It was a beautiful pass. He came through. It was very, very good work, wasn't it? Excellent stuff there. Nice offload.
Great ball from Jordan James to Vic Morrow, but you have to say lazy, tired-looking Castleford defence.
I think they were so disappointed with the fact that they lost possession when they'd already just done all the hard work, got to the halfway line. You can see Brian Noble and Alan Hunt, the assistant coach. They'll be pleased by that. Good follow-up by the big fella, Vic Morrow.
And Sneed adds the extras. And 22 points to 14 at the start of this second half. I wonder if that was to the script for Brian Noble. Bill Arthur.
Certainly was for the Reds, and exactly what Danny Orr and the Castleford Tigers were hoping to avoid, which is more gaping holes in their defence. That is, of course, the real concern for both these sides. Both coaches happy with what they're doing going forward. They both look threatening when they've got the ball in hand. It's what they're doing when they've got their backs to the wall. And Castleford Tigers didn't cover themselves with glory when they were facing that Reds attack. Salford coach Brian Noble pretty pleased with what his side have done so far in this game. He wants them to improve defensively. He wants the kicking game to improve as well. Same goes for the Castleford Tigers as well. And the other concern for the Reds is that Ashley Gibson, very unlikely now to play any further part in this game, having picked up that leg injury in the first half.
Here's a mistake from Martin Gleeson. Ball was lost forward, is the view of the referee. And we caught a glimpse of Brian Noble there, didn't we? The chewing gum manufacturers will be delighted that Brian's back in Super League, Sean.
I think he left some on the back of our chair on the way past. But look, he'd be delighted with the way they've started the second half. And you know, one of the things that you do as a coach, you try to instill in your players all the time is that a mistake doesn't have to cost you, but you have to respond to it and you have to react. And I think where Danny Orr will be disappointed with Castleford is that turnover happened on the halfway line. You need to be more aggressive. You need to actually chase the ball. You have to show an attitude, a real enthusiasm to want to get that ball back.
Well, here's enthusiasm up the other end from Castleford with Dixon.
pretty close to the whitewash there. Good step on the right foot. Got him back in the field of play.
Shenton at dummy half. Infield it comes to Huraki. And it finds its way to Clark. Inevitably then to Rangi Chase. Good ball. Great run. Tremendous try from Oliver Holmes. Hit that ball at 100 miles an hour. Knew the pass was coming from Rangi Chase. Took it on the fly, and Salford had no one at home really in defence. No one who could stop Oliver Holmes, that's for sure. And the response is immediate from the Tigers.
He was very close, wasn't he? Touch judge was in a good position. Did he touch the whitewash? Either way. But that man, yet again, Rangi Chase, is the architect. Got the dummy. Good angle run, though, wasn't it, by Oliver Holmes? Watch the run here. Perfect pass. Watch it. Just throw the dummy. Come on. Into it. Super stuff. Salford defenders were off balance, and Holmes, barely seconds after they conceded tomorrow, they have fought their way back into this game. It's game on.
Very much so. Very much so. And Ellis adds the extras. And Oliver Holmes, he's only 20 years of age. There's lots being talked about Adam Milner and Darryl Clark, people like that. But this fellow, Oliver Holmes, very much an old head on young shoulders. Yeah, 61 appearances for Castleford now.
Eddie, he came on at the angle. A lot of youngsters that they don't realise sometimes, they like to go through the gap, but if you come on the angle there, it's very, very difficult. Your defenders are going to be off balance, but it just shows you that the problems that they have. Oh, and he's given a knock on.
Well, that's the third handling error we've seen in the first 5 or 6 minutes this half. The other 2 handling errors, again, led directly to tries. So, Castleford, this is the first time you've come up with a mistake in your own half of the field, but you have to prevent your opponents from scoring. It's a messy situation, a messy play of the ball. I was talking to a coach in Super League East who said maybe we should investigate having a second referee around the play of the ball area, or a touch judge. He doesn't have to have much impact, just to try and clean up that ruck area. Perhaps it's worth a discussion.
Well, if there was, Phil, that would be a penalty to Castleford, wouldn't it? It's a clear penalty. They'd be so disappointed now with that, because they should be having a tap kick on about the halfway line.
As it is, they're having to defend the run here from Matty Ashurst. Foran was the dummy half. It's McGoldrick again, who gets the pass away to Jake Emmett. And now it's Fage, turns it back on the inside to Gleeson.
Great defence, it had to be as well. Gleeson came on that angle. A little bit of pushing with Rangi Chase. Can they get in here?
Theo Fage,
he's got in.
I think, as he snaked his arm forward. Yes, the position of the referee. Well, we could be in for anything here in the second half, because the tries are coming thick and fast. And Theo Fage, the Frenchman, only 18 years of age. He signed a 5-year deal last May. He came over here from the Catalan Juniors. He's featured in the last 7. He's played 9 of 12 in all, and this is his 3rd appearance of the season. And how vital is this one?
Yeah, a controversial one, wasn't it? It certainly impeded. And Walker said, "You've got to be kidding." And they've conceded yet again. Take nothing away from this. He went right underneath. And that wasn't the best there by Lee Gilmore. He thought he had him. He's a talent. That's a good reach out, good plonk down.
But they say the defence wins matches.
Well, it's been poor from both sides in the opening few minutes. In the second stanza,
Theo Fage, though, won't be arguing, and Mark Sneed. 3 from 4.
Well, at this rate, Eddie, I'm not so sure I've got enough paper to keep writing all these high scorers down, because
they'll be disappointed, Castleford. So will Danny Orr. They got themselves back into it with that great try from Oliver Holmes, and they immediately concede another. But there is a question mark over whether they should have had a penalty when Jonathan Walker was put on the floor.
Yeah, controversial there.
But when you're at the foot of the table, you take any gift that's coming. And Sneed has added the extras. 28 points to 20.
I wonder whether, whilst Mark Sneed was lining up that kick, the Salford players gathered themselves together. Here's the mistake again, I'm not sure. Well, either way, It's irrelevant now because it's another 6 points for the Salford side. A great finish from Fage. But the Salford players, other than Sneed, who had to take the kick, need to make sure that their focus is right here now for the next 60 seconds. They can't afford a handling error. They must get to as far downfield as they possibly can and ensure that the kick is a quality one with the accurate chase behind it.
And when you look at the replay of that incident with Jonathan Walker, the referee actually possibly got it right, didn't he? Because he almost threw himself to the ground.
No, but you can't make contact with a player when he's attempting to play the ball. It's a penalty, without question. It's a penalty.
It could have gone either way, and as you say, I think that Walker was trying to milk the referee, and it didn't come up trumps.
If there's a team here that decides to defend for 15 minutes, they're going to win the game. Whichever side shows a little bit more willing in defence, they're going to win it.
That's a great offload. Here's Foran. He put the kick in, he's hacked forward again, and there's a race. There's a race. But I'm afraid that Matty Asher's lost it. A sheer weight of numbers beat him as much as the speed of the ball.
Well, it was a beautiful little offload by the full-back, wasn't it, Mark Sneed? Just a touch too heavy. That really could have been the game breaker. Now then, the object for Salford is they'll try to keep the Tigers, make sure that they don't get anywhere near the halfway line. And both coaches, Eddie, will be furious about the fact that the kicking game has not been good.
Rangi Chase in centre field pops the ball up once again for Oliver Holmes. 10 minutes of the second half gone. He plays the ball to Darryl Clark. Here's Chase again. Gets it back to Tansey. Tansey then goes wide and finds Thompson.
Good disciplined defence there. No one getting excited. No one coming out of that line. Just went man on man.
Holmes picking up the pass from Chase once again. This is the last tackle, this set of 6 coming up for Castleford. It goes high off the boot of Rangi Chase this time. Nobody seems really willing to have a go for these high balls on either side.
That'll be the turnover.
It's a knock-on judged by Castleford.
Well, did Kirk Dixon get a fingertip to it? Yes, according to Thierry Alibert. He can't believe it. You got to be kidding.
So Salford in possession once again. Their last win against Castleford, 26-16 at the Willows, September 2006.
Well, with an 8-point lead, this is where they just have to settle things down. Don't have to do anything fancy.
And there is a penalty for messing around by Carney.
Well, he feels Carney that's pretty similar to the one that we saw that Walker tried to milk on this occasion.
Oh, again, you can't argue. That's a penalty. You can't interfere with the player playing the ball. It's still the biggest issue in our game is the ruck. The ruck area.
It is up here, Sean, you're right. In the Southern Hemisphere, it isn't.
I agree.
But as you say, Sean, it's a penalty there. The other one should have been a penalty. Went the other way.
I agree again.
Well, I'm glad we're all speaking from the same hymn sheet. Jordan James for Salford. Second tackle, 20 metres away from the Castleford line. Foran gets the ball infield once again to Adam Wong. Foran again. McGoldrick tries to go inside Darryl Clark, who deals with the threat. Foran, flat pass, good run, charging onto it, was Wallen again. Gets himself involved, doesn't he? He was at Workington for the first 7 games of this year, Adam Wallen. And there is the little dink over the top again by Adam Sneed. It's palm back, and it's palm back straight into the arms of Rangi Chase.
Well, the most important factor, okay, they didn't come up trumps with it with the kick into the corner, but they've got them there right down in their own danger area. He tried his damnedest, did Danny Williams, to flip back through.
Chase with a bit of strength, then gets the ball away. Was that touched by a Salford player? He says it was. And I think the referee has agreed, yes. No,
he's giving it
to Salford.
I think he may have suggested it may have been a forward pass. It wasn't. And it was touched by
It was touched by Williams, it went backwards.
Yeah.
And then it was touched by the winger, it went forwards. That's going backwards.
Come on. Okay.
So he's got it right.
Yep.
McGoldrick untidily finds its way to Sneed and tries to bounce away from Jamie Ellis. Huraki comes in.
Good play by the fullback Sneed. He's getting a lot more confident now. He's joining into the three-quarter line.
Stephen Weil goes down with the tackle, and I think he was hurt then because the knees sort of buckled underneath him. Plays the ball for and then finds Theo Fage, who hangs on and throws a couple of dummies a la Rangi Chase. He's Foran again. Oh, that's an obstruction.
He knew it as well. Even though it was a long, long way away, Warren is the dummy runner, and once you go across that path, you know you're in trouble.
Michael Shenton's on the break for Castleford. Michael Shenton is away for the Castleford Tigers. He's got Tansey in support. He might need him, but he's gone on a long run. And he's clattered to the ground. That's great defending back
Danny
by
Williams.
Danny Williams.
Sensational idea.
And Tansey goes one way, then comes back the other. Flicks it to Darrell Clark. And Darrell Clark goes down on tackle number 2, but 8 metres away from the Salford City Reds line. Huraki will come to the right. He finds Hubie. Hubie picked it up from a standing start. No way through.
Well, it was a great break, wasn't it, by Michael Shenton? Can they finish it off? Can they get themselves back into this game?
Rangi Chase passed it to himself as he does so often. Turner gets the ball away. This is Thompson.
Great tackle there by Williams. Right round the ankle. The centre Thompson. Nowhere to go.
Chase again, stabbing the ball to the in-goal area. Jamie Ellis. Now then, was he onside? Does he get the ball down? Big questions here for the video referee, Richard Silverwood, to answer.
He gets it down okay. The only thing that they'll be looking for, as far as I'm concerned, is was he in front of the kicker? I don't think he was. That's fine. That'll be try time. Well, it's a real ding-dong battle, this, isn't it?
This is crucial now. This is crucial now from Ellis.
He gets it down, Eddie. Don't worry about that.
Goes very close to the dead ball line, Steve-O, very close.
Oh, I think he gets the fingertip control, and it's fingertip. Still with him. It's still with him. And there will be the try. That is a great effort.
He's put that down with his knuckles.
It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter, but I'm giving him praise. He's put it down with the knuckles of both hands.
5 points for a knuckle try then.
5 points for a knuckle try. Try's given 4 points. Worth 5. Ellis, and a little puff of the cheeks, because he knows that that was so close to coming out of his grasp. That's the 40th try, by the way, of Jamie Ellis's career we've just seen.
And there was the obstruction that gave him and the wonderful run by Michael Shenton. This is the second occasion during this game that Shenton has really got into top gear. They got back. It was good play by the winger Danny Williams, but the neat kick through. Well, Rangi Chase has been involved with every single try that the Tigers have scored.
And Ellis adds the extras. 28-26. Salford still just ahead. Look, it's not my job to say things like this. It's you three alongside me. But does anybody want to defend in this match?
No, I don't think so. Well, Salford's turn to score next, isn't it? They seem to be going, you score, we score, you score, we score. It's just been like that. Honestly, it will just take one team to aim up for 10, 15 minutes and defend with some intent and purpose, and that team will go on and win this game because they will force error and they'll score more points. That's terrific
that's a better
start.
defence.
It certainly is.
That's tremendous from Andrew Dixon.
Certainly is. Needed it as well. But I think you've been a bit unfair, fellas, in regards that was a beautiful placed kick from Rangi Chase. That was sheer quality.
10 tries we've seen, 5 apiece. That's the point, Steve-O. 5 tries apiece, and it's going from one end to the other. You try, you have a dash, we'll have a dash. You'll score a try, we'll score a try. Take nothing away from the kick and take nothing away from the knuckle control of Jamie Ellis. And Chase has got a few problems.
Geez, there's some Salford players got to work a bit harder on the fitness. Vic Morrow just getting back on side now.
Here's Gleeson. Under Brian Noble at Wigan. Just one appearance from him in the last 5, but he's got a couple of tries against Salford, Castleford rather, 5 times in his career as Martin Gleeson. This wouldn't be a bad night with the way the defences are to rack up another couple.
Well, you're right about the defence. At times it's been quite lax, but both coaches are fully aware that the error count, the times that they've lost the ball in good positions, it's been a bit of a nightmare for both the coaches. They know that they have to improve. Surely there's got to be a high one. Remember, they put Jordan Tansey under a lot of pressure and they've gone for a little dink.
Picked up by Dixon, who does well to avoid the flyer who was coming at him, which was Mark Sneed. A bit of confusion there amongst players and referee, but Thierry Alibert knew what he was talking about and allowed Castleford to play on. Here they are.
Well, Dixon was furious. He thought that he should have been given a penalty. Messing around at the play the ball area.
Area here for Rangi Chase to exploit, and he gets it away to Jordan Thompson.
Well, the guy that's in at dummy half, Daryl Clark, he's certainly got the power and the speed and the wherewithal to break down any defence.
And Keith Mason trying to add a bit of grunt up front. This is the last tackle, though. And there's the kick from Ellis, right down the middle. Bounced easily in the end for Sneed, and he gives the ball to Jody Broughton, the England Knights international.
Well, at this point, you keep continually just saying that the defence have got to keep them down there, but the lack of defence has allowed them to. Oh, they've taken a huge gamble.
It's come up for them somehow. This is Williams.
Great run. Quick play the ball, that's what's needed. Hubie all over him.
Emmett gets them to the 40-metre line. The referee is doing his best to get the Castleford Tigers back on side at the play the ball. Shouting his lungs out, he really is. That's a good ball, short pass.
Good tackle though, wasn't it?
Very good.
Dixon down low.
McGoldrick gets the ball inside again and picks up the return pass from Gleeson, who then they find Stephen Wild. Gleeson, he's got a bit of blood flowing from a cut on the eyebrow as Godwin comes this way, and Sneed will hoist a high kick. Now these kicks, of course, pandemonium, and they do so again. If they get it out wide, he must score. He must score.
Oh, there's got to be a penalty.
It is a penalty.
That was a bad one.
Danny Williams, the line was begging.
Well, why
apologies all round.
They're lucky, and I mean lucky because they nearly blew that. All they had to do was go on the right-hand side. Don't know why he stepped.
Well, is this similar to the tackle Francis Melly on Craig Hall last week?
Jordan Tansey, that's a bad one.
He is wrong-footed. I've done it myself. It's awful, isn't it? Feet off the ground. But is that just a penalty, or should it be sin bin or a sending off?
Well, we often say that they should have the facility to put them in a sin bin. Let's hear what they've got to say.
Yeah, it's a high tackle, and for me, I put on a report, and it's a penalty to Salford for me, in my opinion. Yeah. It's just on report.
It's on report, so Jordan Tansey breathes a sigh of relief. They were teammates, those two, at Leeds. The incident is on report. It's a high tackle. And only 2 points in the ball game. Obviously, Salford not interested in the 2 points on offer from the kick. Emmett driving it in on tackle number 1. Salford feel that they have Castleford on the back foot here.
Keep your eye on the full-back, Sneed, if he can get into the three-quarter. They're just trying to force their way over.
Well, they're all trying to burrow their way across, aren't they? That was Griffin. That comes out untidily. Leo Fage picks it up. That's 4 tackles gone. They've lost a bit of ground, but is this their moment with McGoldrick? Good hands. Whoa! Oh, Mark Sneed was so close.
You could see the build-up to it. Sneed was coming from the centre on the angle. It was a planned move, and it nearly came off, and he knows it. Is that a fine game, though? Just couldn't retrieve it. Little run around with Theo Fage, and the opportunity has gone begging.
Well, the Reds have had the majority of the possession since we've had half-time. It's clearly helping them. But one of the worrying factors is the tackle success rate, far lower than the Castleford Tigers at the moment. With the possession that they've had and the way they've used it, you'd expect them to be narrowly in front. But that tackle success rate is a worry. If the Tigers get some ball, I think they've got a few more points in them.
Here's Lee Gilmore. Was that high from Griffin?
Certainly looked it. Dipping into it, wasn't he, Lee Gilmore? Now then, can they get themselves into a pretty decent position?
Mason taking the pass from Chase. Emmett and Godwin with the tackle. It's Wella Huraki.
He's certainly got the skills, hasn't he? The second row, Huraki, to produce something.
Here's Jamie Ellis.
Not going to kick early, they're going to test their arm.
Space for Angie Chase. Well, it was an interesting pass. It went backwards, fortunately, from Michael Shenton, coming out of the back door.
This should be a high bomb.
It's the last one.
Well, he's gone for distance instead.
Now then, what can Mark Sneed do here? Gets as far as the kicker, Chase. And goes down on tackle number 1. McGoldrick is in there.
He's had a good game as the fullback, Mark Sneed, but I'm sure there's one thing that Brian Noble will try to improve upon. He often carries the ball back very loosely with one arm.
Here's Danny Williams, 26 years of age. He's got 2 caps for England on his CV as Danny Williams. Sneed again. Little fumble. Oh, the referee thought about blowing there for the knock-on. He put the whistle to his mouth and then thought better of it. It's on the last tackle now here, right on halfway.
Get it up in the air.
No, they're not interested, are they?
No.
And yet it's caused so much chaos at both ends of the field, the high kick.
Yeah, and Jordan Tansey will be breathing a huge sigh of relief. Because on 3 occasions, he just had nowhere near the damn thing.
Well, you asked Eddie, did either side want to defend? We've had about 10 minutes since the last try, so maybe they have caught on to the message, although Shenton's through the first line.
He is, and he's got some support here with Darryl Clark, but he's gone the wrong way. For Clark, anyway.
Good work by the fullback, Mark Sneed. He made sure that when Shenton went through, the man that was following him, he just shouted in. Made sure he couldn't pass it. And that's a beautiful ball.
It is to Thompson, who's down the line and will score in the corner for Castleford. It's Chase who's delivered it again for Danny Orr's team. If you give Chase space and he's got time to think, he'll cut you to ribbons. And that's the thing that Salford were guilty of there. He had the little trademark hop, skip and a jump. He made a bit of ground. There were some diverting runners either side of him, and then he fired the pass out wide. And Thompson seized it gratefully down the line, and Castleford get the lead back again.
Well, they've paid the price of Salford by not putting the high kick, putting the pressure on. And another great run from Martin Gleeson. Michael Shenton, should I say. Tremendous stuff by the Castleford skipper. But here's quality yet again. You can see the winger get sucked in. It's so easy for this guy when he's in top form. In and out. The winger shouldn't have been there. He should have been in front of this fella. He wasn't. And Thompson has turned it all around and has put the visitors in front yet again.
Yes, he has, and there's a change of kicker here for Castleford. It's Kirk Dixon, who has kicked some cracking goals in his time. He only needs 3 for 300 for the Tigers, and this would be a real fillip to them if he kicks this. And he has just pushed it wide of the far post. So it's still tight as a drum, 28 points to 30. The 4th time that the lead has changed hands here tonight.
Well, it's a toss a coin time, isn't it? It's as simple as that. But Brian Noble has got to get the message out and just say, hang on, Jordan Tansey has been nervous for the high bomb all throughout this game, and they failed to do it. They went for the long kick, suffered the price. Shenton made the break. The rest is history. They're in front again.
Yeah,
They are.
I was just going to say this is a bit like reading a book in a foreign language. You know, I can't read it. I just can't read this game, because Salford, for me, then, with a team on top, they were dominating. They were starting to play with a lot of intensity, and Castleford looked really tired. All of a sudden, Michael Shenton comes up with a run. Now it's Castleford that have the momentum. The momentum has changed so many times in this game. That's why I say 30-28 with 13 minutes on the clock. I don't know who's going to win this match.
So what language are we talking, Sean, do you think?
I'm struggling with English at the moment.
Here is Hiraki. Well, joined the club. We're exactly the same week after week. Darryl Clark is the dummy half. Chase again. It was an attempted charge down. Bobbled its way through, though. Sneed will pick it up 10 metres from his own line.
Now that's an intelligent kick there from Rangi Chase on the blind side. Made sure that no one could put any sort of stranglehold on him. And when you're in front, you know that the opposition's got a chase.
Well, I don't think, Eddie, without a penalty, the Reds can get downfield that quickly here. A lot of commitment here now, the Castleford supporters side. They've lost a lot of games and they've been through a bit of pain. Particularly, we've seen Michael Shenton in post-match interviews. But I think he's certainly decided today that they've got to leave nothing at all inside themselves here at the end of this game.
Well, he's been the first to admit that throughout this season it's been a problem in defence.
And he has said many times that nothing that a couple of wins won't fix up in terms of confidence. Well, we saw them a fortnight ago get a narrow win against Widnes on their own ground, and here they are leading as we approach the last 10 minutes. And it's another very, very tight scoreline.
Well, the way that Rangi Chase has performed, Eddie, with ball in hand, you've got to say that without him, Castleford would not be anywhere near in this race for two vital league points.
And Sean talking about reading the book with the wrong language. Castleford don't know how to win away from home. It's 12 months since they last won on their travels. Oh, Chase's interception picked up by McGoldrick. Oh, that's a gift. They'll put it down. He does in the end. Chase going for the money ball again out wide. It was read perfectly by McGoldrick, and Danny Orr will be furious.
I'll put the markers on it.
You have.
He has been absolutely brilliant. Creative best, Rangi Chase, and he comes up with something that he didn't really need to do.
No.
And he knows it. They've taken the lead. Okay, it's only 2 points, but why on earth you opt for something like that when safety first has to be the most important of it? It wasn't as though he read it. He was stood there. It was given to him. It was a gift.
I wouldn't worry about Castleford supporters, Eddie, because it's their turn to score next. You don't want to score too close to 80 minutes here, Mike, on this one, because the other team will have a chance to come back. So they bide the time. They'll be 4 points behind when this kick goes over. They need 6 to win it, Eddie, and they've got long enough.
Yes, they have. And it was underneath the stick, so this is going to be, you would think, converted by Mark Sneed. Look, about 10 or 15 yards away from us, and he is still there, I think, Brian Noble. 3 Super League Grand Final wins on his CV. Challenge Cup, 3 World Club challenges with the Bradford Bulls. He saw off the threat of relegation with Wigan in 2006. Got them to within 80 minutes of Old Trafford twice. He got the playoffs for the Crusaders in 2010. What do you think Brian Noble is making of all this tonight?
He will be thinking, I have got a lot of work to do. And he knew it.
I think he knew it before he saw tonight.
Yeah, when he signed the contract, he knew that there was a lot to be changed right across the board, not just out on the field of play, but within the club. Is quite ruthless, is Brian Noble. He expects the best, and he won't rest until everyone at this club offers it to him.
Well, John Wells, who is a bit of a soothsayer, he predicted a dozen tries or more in this match, and I think we've had 12 tries.
And I think the baker's dozen is on the cards, isn't it?
Well, as Phil says, it's Castleford's turn to score next. Here's McGoldrick. He pops it up once again. Stephen Wild, down he goes.
This is where the kick
on the last.
This is where the kick is important now.
Give in 10. You're in front.
Oh, and it goes past Jordan Tansey, this. Now, will he let it go and just gain the 20 metres? Yes, he will.
Yeah, disappointed. Mark Sneed thought that he just got it right. But you can see there that the Salford Reds, they got themselves back on the 30-metre line very, very quickly. Now then, do not give away a penalty. Oh, it could have been, yeah.
He got away with that. Did Jordan James.
Wait. Marcus!
A drive forward now by Keith Mason once again.
Well, you can guarantee that Rangi Chase will step up to the plate and say, well, I'll create it.
Chase nearly got the door open again then for Darrell Clark. Here he is once more. Puts a kick in, it ricochets, play on, Weller Haraki for Castleford. I can't believe this, far and wide, they must be in. Oh,
I can't believe that either.
Justin Carney's done well in the end. Ball back on the inside.
Sheer panic, and he knows it was Danny Orr.
Shrug of the shoulders from the coach.
They've got back to time yet.
You're right.
There's 7 minutes.
You're right, anything could happen.
Don't score too soon.
Anything could happen. We see.
Well, this is where you roll the sleeves up and say this is what Hard Yakka tried his damnedest, didn't he, Justin Carney, to get the ball back on the inside. Just didn't have enough power.
Well, I think Bill's itching to give us some news from the sideline, Bill.
Well, it's some bad news for Ashley Gibson, in fact, because he's on his way to hospital. It turns out that the injury possibly a bit more serious than Salford first thought, so he's going for x-rays as that one goes out on the full. I keep expecting the Benny Hill theme tune to break out here, Eddie.
Yeah, you're right. It says comedy capers. There's no doubt about that. We're looking at the two sides sitting at the foot of the table in the Super League so far, 2013, as we reach the halfway stage of the campaign, and it is showing. But if you like points and you like tries, you've had a dozen of them, and you've seen 64 points scored tonight, and we believe there's more on the way.
But that was a sin, wasn't it, to kick the ball out on the full, give your opposition a good field position to get into the swing of things. And as I say, remember the intercept that Rangi Chase gave away. He will be determined to wipe the slate clean.
Well, he's scheming, and he's got his hands on the ball again, and he gets another short pass away to Weller Haraki. They've had their chances, Castleford, as well as all the tries they've scored. Shenton's made a couple of breaks, Haraki's made a couple of breaks. Salford have scrambled back and kept them out. Here's Jamie Ellis. Now it's Shenton again, and Shenton slips.
It looked as though he was heading for the goal line, get over for the try.
We enter the last 5 minutes with Castleford on the last tackle, 10 metres away, and that's going to be, it's got to be
Salford ball.
Is it a Salford ball? I think it's a knock-on, isn't it? Is it a knock-on by Salford?
Yeah, he's given the feed to Castleford.
Yes, feed to Castleford, who formed the scrum really quickly.
I was just keeping an eye on Jamie Ellis. Jamie Ellis was down for a couple of plays there, but he's walking to the scrum now. He seems to be okay as we just watched a little kick through Rangi Chase. And
but was Rangi Chase pulling him back?
There's a claim that Mark Sneed knocked that ball on, but
well, I don't know where he's got the knock on from, but either way, Chase was pulling him back, and you can't do that without the ball. It's not just pressure for the players. Thierry Alibert, he's in a lot of trouble.
So Castleford, is this their moment? Chase is clattered to the ground. Jordan
Tansey thought he'd got the pass. He was virtually trying to plonk the ball down underneath the sticks.
As it is, it's in the arms of Keith Mason, who gets himself to his feet, finds Darrell Clark, who finds Jamie Ellis. Back it comes then to Adam Milner, and a groan and almost a shriek of pain from Milner as he goes down. Plays the ball though. Here is Ellis. It's Chase again, and Chase trying to go through them is pulled down. That's tackle number 4. There's 2 left this set of 6. He wants a penalty. It's not coming. Ellis, high crossfield kick, looking for Dixon. Finds nobody. In the end, he finds Jody Broughton, and Salford survive.
To the effort.
And there's a bit of
McGoldrick.
a problem.
Got to keep it. Oh!
What is they doing?
What on earth is happening out there on the field of play?
Nathan Massey got to a pass that was meant for who knows who. Here's Milner. Castleford have another chance.
They're going to sneak this. The Tigers are going to sneak it. You can just sense it.
Wallen's all over the back of him. Here's Ellis. It's Chase. Chase pops it up. It's Haraki again. Well, welcome back to Super League, Brian Noble. How are your nerves? Clark to Chase. Chase then to Mason.
You put your money on now. Rangy Chase with a mercurial sidestep, 3 or 4.
Passes it. Ellis, Shenton, quick hands. This is Dixon. Got a flick in the face. And they somehow keep him out. The right Shamozzle at the play the ball. That's got to be a penalty. He's given a knock on.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Well, the play the balls have been, frankly,
a farce.
Well, I was going to use a stronger word, a disgrace.
I think what Brian Noble want to do this week if they win this match is show his side the last 2 minutes defending their own try line. This is a messy incident and it could be about 3 different penalties. But whatever happens, Salford have not conceded a try. They've defended their own line here for quite a few tackles. They've been unable to do it, Eddie, for over an hour, whenever they were tested earlier. But all of a sudden they can see the finish line. They've got their noses in front.
He's enjoying it.
He's galloping it all the way home here.
Well, Brian said...
He knows they've got away with one there.
Well, he does know, but he also said he's anxious to put a smile back on the people's faces at this ground. He's certainly got one on his own face.
Well, I mean,
they've got a penalty now. Offside at the scrum.
Well, they've pricked the balloon, haven't they?
You don't see many of them.
It'll just go bang.
So Salford, surely Sneed will find touch, but the way this is going, he mightn't, but he does. 2 minutes remaining, 4 points in it. Salford hanging on, bringing a smile to their coach's face. And here is Jake Emmett. It'll be a sweet moment for him, won't it?
Well, just stick it up that jumper and make sure that when it gets to the final one, you kick it down into the corner. Let the clock do the rest.
What about the 1 pointer, Mike?
No, just keep down there. Don't even bother. It could hit the crossbar, bounce into a Castleford player, run the length of the field.
I never thought I'd hear the day when Steve-O turned down the opportunity for 1 point.
Well, it's been one of those games, hasn't it?
He drives it in again, Jake Emmett.
Get it over the touchline.
Theo Fage drifts it over the top. It is collected by Jordan Tanzi. That's good work by Salford.
And that should do it. That should do it.
Be a short dropout here. He'll have to go for a short dropout. He'll just try to make it the 10 minutes. He can't do it because the Castleford players haven't got back on side. I can't believe he's done that.
Oh, he's gone for the touchline. It's a knock on. He can't touch it.
My point being that 2 Castleford players weren't back behind the line. He shouldn't have been allowed to take it.
No, total confusion with the officials.
30 seconds remaining. The referee calls time off.
Martin Gleeson, the Salford skipper, has said, hang on, there was 2 Castleford players still in the field of play. He's brought it to the attention. He said, go to the screen. He cannot believe it. Neither can I.
It's not cricket, though. You can have players appealing to the umpire, can you, for decision?
Well, you can if Rod Studd ever gets his way.
Look at this.
Well, that's a penalty then. That's a penalty. You
Yeah,
don't go back to it. It's a penalty to Salford in the rule book.
Yeah. But they've missed it.
The officials have missed it. Now then, this is the last throw of the dice for the Tigers. Here's Shenton. He does well, Theo Fage, to bring him down. 20 seconds to go.
Chip over the top.
Rangy Chase. They go wide. Here is Thompson. 10 seconds to go.
Where's the fullback? Get the fullback into position.
It's a hump and hope, isn't it? There it is from Chase. It's a charge down the other end of the field. and surely all they'll do is just run this ball over the line, and he does, Jody Broughton. A handshake all round for Brian Noble, the victorious Salford coach, on his return to Super League after 2.5 years. The quality, questionable. The entertainment, incredible. The mistakes, unbelievable. The defence, non-existent. But that Super League, I'm afraid, at the foot of the table.
It certainly is, and he's such an experienced coach, isn't he, Brian Noble? I reckon he would have put on about 14, 15 years. He looks absolutely out on his feet. He's wrecked, is Brian Noble, and here he is with Eddie.
Yeah, I've got my arm round his shoulder. We've got to get a word from you, Brian, first before we go and find out who the man of the match is. Welcome back. How are the nerves?
I haven't got any left. I think that's me done. It was an exciting game, if you liked attacking football, but wow, what a way to win a game. The hardest way possible, but I'm really, really thrilled for the boys because it's nice to get a win.
It's lovely to get a win, and we'll be talking to you later on, Brian. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. There you go, from the horse's mouth. He's shaking, I can tell you. My arm is around him and he's shaking.
As I say, he's put on 15 years at least within just 80 minutes.
OK, let's get down and get John Wells' version of events.
Thanks very much, Eddie. Another early try to start the half then, one of many. Salford this time, Cass make the error in possession and then compound that with more suspect numbering up. Kirk Dixon is one, he disappears off the screen. Then there's these three here, plus Tansey decides from fullback he's going to sit short side. That's 5 out of 13, plus 2 markers covering 15 metres of the field. A lot of space now between these players defending open. Any kind of deception going to trouble the players. Jordan James provides that deception. Plus a perfect ball for Morrow through 22-14. Salford back in front, or further in front. Q Rangi Chase again. What a great sense of how to influence and control the defender here. In this case, Dixon. He wants Dixon to come to him as he knows Holmes is on the line outside. The subtle straightening here of the line and showing of the ball does the job. In comes Dixon, the ball's released, perfect time. Great credit too there for that unwavering line by Holmes. Back down the other end, ugly moment for Gilmore there. Farge underneath the attempted challenge to score. And I tell you something, boy, Castleford Tigers are going to miss Rangi Chase if and when he leaves the club. There's Chase, again creator, this time spotting Sneed in the Salford fullback, tight behind the ruck. He knows there's potential here. If this the kick and the follow-up from these blokes, he's good. It is. They are. And Ellis on the kick chase holds on to reduce the arrears to just 2. Cass on the break, though, again through Shenton here. Chase in the backfield, we're going to track him for you. Steps up once more, sees the red short and scrambling on the right-hand side of the pitch. Seeing it is one thing, exploiting it is another altogether. First gets out to Gleeson to create the potential overlap, then holds on to that pass just long enough to get the red swinger in and releasing Jordan Thompson through. Turned into a bit of a masterclass from Rangi Chase, wasn't it? Or it was, rather, until his teammate Ryan McGoldrick, perhaps the one man on the field who knows the most about how this man thinks, intercepts and races and crosses for a crucial score, the game-winning score, 34 points to 30. Now, I'll tell you something, echo what Brian Noble said there. What we lacked in quality, we made up for in entertainment, and both sides sticking consistent in one area at least, and that's in the amount of tries and the amount of points that they're shipping in at the wrong end of the field. Once again, both teams 30 or over 30. They're going to have to really, really work on that if either of them want to make their way up that table. Right, the Heinz big man of the match is talking to Bill.
It's the Reds, Mark Sneed. Mark, congratulations, there's the fizz. You got there in the end, but crikey, you made life hard for yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we always seem to do when we're on Sky, to be fair, but 2 points is what counts, and I think we're off bottom at table now, if I'm right. Say it.
You are indeed, yeah. Hearts in your mouths at the end then when they looked as though they might get over.
Oh, yeah, they piled the pressure on at the end, but Theo managed to get a repeat set right at the death up there, and it just gave us a bit of a lift, if I'm honest.
It's only been a while since Brian Noble's been at the helm. What difference has he made?
I think it's just his... the fact that it's him who's here that's lifted the lads. He's obviously done a lot, so see what he can do with us.
I think defence is one of his passions. You might expect a bit of work in that department.
Oh yeah, hopefully. We always seem to struggle in defence, but that's what he does, so hopefully he'll show it.
You've got the win. Well done tonight, Mark. Well done on the champagne. You got £100 for a charity of your choice as well.
Macmillan, please.
That's good. Good shout. Well done. And thanks to Michael Shenton for talking to us. I mean, you had your chances in that game, and you'll look at maybe an intercept as well and think it could have been a different story.
Yeah, I think we threw that game away, to be honest, and Oh, great to Salford. They're a tough team at home, and we knew that coming here. We knew it was going to be a tough ride and a tough battle. And we came here talking about playing for 80 minutes, and unfortunately we didn't do that tonight. I mean, we showed glimpses through the game that we can really attack, but defensively there's some poor one-on-one misses I think that really cost us tonight. So we've got to go back to the drawing board, look at that, and I think the effort's there for us, and we've definitely got positives to work on, but I think that's 2 points we couldn't really afford to throw away tonight.
You've got some great attacking players. You can attack, but it is like your opponents tonight. Defence is where you got the work to do, perhaps.
Well, that's it. Sometimes we can defend our line for 4 or 5 sets, and it's really impressive. But other times they'll get one penalty, one back-to-back set, and then they'll score straight away. So it's that mental toughness that we're really working on, and I suppose that takes time with such a new team that we've got together. So we're working out training and stuff. So things like that are bound to come. So we're going to keep tight, stay together, and work out for the rest of the year.
Mike, thanks for talking to us.
See you later, boy.
Your heart goes out to Michael Shenton. He's made that speech to us so many times this season on the wrong end of the scoreboard, but it was the interception try from Ryan McGoldrick, the former Castleford Tigers star, of course, that has broken the hearts of the Tigers here and dumped them to the foot of the table. Salford leapfrog then in a match where the lead changed hands no less than 5 times. Tries, 12 of them, 6 apiece, and Castleford still can't win away from home. It's now 16 matches, including cup ties, since they last celebrated.